Akash earns rupees M per week. Let PX be the price per unit of food. And PY be the price per unit of any other good Y. Any other good. Let's spend a moment here, okay? Usually, when we have two commodities X and Y, this is from chapter 2, okay? Chapter 2 variant. And the second commodity is all other goods other than good X. Then a lot of times, what we do is we set the price of this commodity as 1. And this is known as numeraire price. It doesn't change any of the analysis, but this is just done to represent that, all other goods together, let them have the price 1. We do this a lot of times. I haven't read the question, but we can go ahead and do that also. Now let's read this out. So this says he can use food coupons to buy food at a subsidized rate of 1 minus SPX. So, your new or the final price of food, this is 1 minus S into PX. And this subsidy can be availed only up to X star units. So it's not that, you keep on consuming and you will get that price. So basically, this is the following question. If you consume some X units, then only for the first X star units, you get subsidy. And beyond this X star units, there is no subsidy. So let's first understand this part well. If I go ahead and I ask you to make the usual budget line, you will tell me that it is PX into X plus PY into Y is equal to income of the consumer. This is what you will do. So, if we have to plot this, if I take good X here and I take good Y here, then when Y is 0, X will simply be M by PX. And when X is 0, Y will simply be M by PY. So I will get M by PX here, and let's say M by PY here, and I will get this as my budget line. This is the usual budget line. And the slope of this budget line is going to be PX by PY. Now, it is saying that till first X star unit, till this X star unit, the price of good Y is PY only. PY is the same. But the price of good X, this is 1 minus S into PX. Right? So the price of good X is a little lower. Price of good Y is the same. So now, if I go ahead and I ask you what is going to happen in this case, see, in this case, if you spend your entire income on good Y only, nothing changes. You will be here only. But the moment you buy the first unit of good X, instead of paying PX, you will be paying a lower price. So the slope of this budget line will be 1 minus X into PX upon PY. Right? So if you go ahead and you look at this budget line, so supposedly I give you any value. Supposedly the subsidy is 10%. So you will get 1 minus 0.1 into PX by PY. So this will be 0.9 PX by PY instead of PX by PY. So the slope is lower, right? So if I go ahead and I check this, what is going to happen? I am going to go ahead and I am going to get flatter or steeper slope in this case. Come on, what kind of slope will I get in this case? Just fine. Okay, so right. So basically my slope has fallen, right? My price of good X has fallen. Now, if you take some values and you check this, please see here. If you go ahead and find the slope in this case, let's say that price of good X is 10, price of good Y is 5. So the slope here is 2. Right? So perpendicular by base is 2. For every perpendicular of 2, the base is 1. This is what I am saying. And here I am going ahead and saying that this is 0.9. Price is same only. I'm keeping price as 10 by 5. So this is, we get 5 here, right? 10 by 5. Sorry, we get 2 here. This is 1.8. So with 1.8, I'm saying perpendicular is lower. Perpendicular is not 2. Perpendicular is 1.8 for every 1 unit. So your slope will go ahead and become lower. Instead of this being 2 by 1, you have 1.8 by the same 1, right? So what happens to your slope is it becomes like this. This is going to be your slope. Sorry, like this, flatter. This is going to be your slope. Isn't it? For every 1 unit of this, you have 1.8 here. For every 1 unit of this, you have 2 here. So here it is more, here it is less. So this is going to happen. The slope is going to become flatter. If you get confused by the concept of slopes, the other thing you can go ahead and do is write the equation of the other budget line also. So you can go ahead and say that the new budget line will be 1 minus SPX plus PY into Y is equal to M. So when Y is 0, your X is going to be M by 1 minus S into PX, which means it is going to be your income upon 0.9 into PX. You can also go ahead and do it by this. So it will be 10 by 9 into M by PX. This will be 1 point something into M by PX. So whatever your M by PX was, it will be more than that. So the slope will go ahead and become flatter. Because the slope has fallen, it has decreased. Now the question is saying that you can get this price only up to X star. So this means that if I go ahead, I don't have this budget line here. And if I go ahead, I don't have this part of the budget line. This is how your budget line is looking. You are getting a higher price above X star and you're getting a lower price below X star. Before X star, the price is lower. So had this been the complete budget line, you would have afforded more X because of the subsidy, more X than what you're currently consuming. But this is not the budget line throughout. This is only till X star, beyond which the price goes to the usual price of PX by PY. Okay, now let's read the question. It says if his weekly income is greater than X star minus 1 minus XPX, then the maximum amount of food he can buy. Maximum amount. So maximum amount of food means he's going ahead and spending his entire income on food. That is when he's going to consume the maximum amount, right? So let's go ahead and let's see what will happen if he spends his entire income on food. So if he spends his entire income on food, initial first X star units, he will be buying at the price of 1 minus S into PX. Once he buys this units, what is the expenditure on these units? The expenditure will be 1 minus S into PX into X star. And then from the remaining income that he has, what is his remaining income? Income minus the income that he has already spent. Because he's spending all his remaining income on only good X. So whatever his remaining income is, he will divide that by PX. And that will give him the final amount. So if I go ahead and I solve for this, I will get M by PX minus 1 by S into PX by PX into X star. So this is going to be M by PX minus 1 plus S into X star. This is the amount that he can go ahead and consume with his entire income. This is how you can go ahead and find how much consumption it is possible for him to do. So let's see what we have done. First of all, we are going ahead and saying that he's spending all his income on good X, on food. Because he's spending all his income on food, that means he's buying more than X star units. He's able to buy more than X star units, which implies that first X star units he's going to get at a subsidy. The price that he is going to pay for it is going to be 1 minus S into PX. So we go ahead and we get this. And from the price that he goes ahead and he pays, he is going to buy X star units. So this is the amount of units that he buys. This is his expenditure. After doing this, his remaining income will be income minus what his expenditure has been on good X. And once we understand that, whatever his remaining income is, if he is spending all his remaining income on PX, this is going to be on X, this is going to be divided by PX. So you can go ahead and get this amount. This is the amount that he will be spending on good X. This is the maximum he can consume from that good. Now, if you go ahead and you think about this, sorry, this will be plus X star here. This will be minus X star plus SX star. So you can actually interpret this also. This is spending all income on X if the price is PX. And this is going ahead and saying that you are able to go ahead and buy these additional units. So this is the remaining income being spent and consumed. Now the question says, what is the total that he has consumed? So 1 minus S PX into X star. This is what he consumed initially. So from this expenditure, he consumed X star units. And from the other expenditure, he is consuming M by PX minus X star plus S X star. This is how much he is able to consume. So if I add these two things together, I will get M by PX plus SX star. So the answer to this question is M by PX plus SX star.